All right, guys, today's video is about spotting Michael Jordan fake 1986 Fleer number 57 rookie cards. Again, I have said this ad nauseum on this channel. I'm not the guy to reach out to about real versus fake, whether it's Jordans, whether it's Super Raves, Star Rubies, etc. I am not that guy. I always consult others before I make decisions on cards like that, but I do have some information that I would like to share. It's very general information. It is an illustrative list of 12 ways to spot Michael Jordan fakes. It is not the exhaustive list because there are more ways, but these are 12 of the real go-to telltale signs on how to spot a Michael Jordan fake 86 Fleer rookie card. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. All right, here we go. I am going to share, as you saw maybe in part one of this 1986 Fleer expose that I did, a PowerPoint presentation that my good friend Jeff Hart he is Patriot _ sports cards on Instagram, a very established, respected vintage collector in the hobby and just an all-around good dude and a friend of mine. He put this PowerPoint presentation together, and just kind of want to show you guys what we got here. So we got 12 ways to spot a fake Jordan. Hopefully this will help you guys. I see the banner is kind of covering here. Let me see if I can back it off. Let me go this way. There we go. Is that better? I'd kind of like to show you, but the banner's kind of in the way. But here we go. You can't say I'm not transparent and not spontaneous. Here we go. Spotting a Jordan, a fake Jordan, number one. Let's see if I can make it. Will that cover it? Yeah, this is good. Okay, so number one, spotting a fake Jordan. The Fleer banner and the arrow color, okay? So we've got a couple of slides like this. We're going to go through 12 of them. If you look at the top right, that's the reprint, which is why you see a big word that says reprint and then an arrow at the bottom that says authentic. So you're going to look for the authentic, but if you're trying to spot the fake, you're going to look at the reprint picture. So the reprint picture, just to show you the difference, there's two ways on this first slide that we're looking at. The same color yellow on the Premier, you see the Premier banner, see how it folds at the end? The little fold at the end is actually supposed to be a little bit darker shade of yellow, almost an orange color. In addition, it should be dot matrix. It should not be a flat yellow or a flat orange. It should be like dots. There should be little dots in, like right here where I'm moving my cursor. You can see the color is a little bit darker orange, but it also has little dots to create that, that color and that texture. And if it's flat yellow like up here where it matches the exact color of the Premier and it's flat, that's the reprint. All right, that's number one. That's the easiest one. It's right there on the front of the card, top right on the little Fleer symbol. You can't miss it. The next thing, same exact location, same front, top right of the card. You're looking for the arrow extending beyond the banner. And if the arrow point is in the black background, that's not good. Do you see how up here in the top right, the arrow actually extends beyond the top horizontal line of the yellow banner to the left? That's not good. Down here, you'll see on the authentic version, which is all scratched up in this picture, the tip of the arrow sort of meets the very top horizontal line of the Premier banner. Okay, so that's telltale sign number two. Both number one and number two have to do with the little Fleer symbol. Guess what? So does number three, the Fleer banner lettering. If you look at the word Fleer inside the little red crown up here, you can see how it's kind of blurry and rounded, right? Almost like bubbly looking letters. The actual card down here is actually very crisp. It's very noticeable. There's a stark contrast between the letters and the red background, and it's got sharp square corners on the lettering. Okay, so that's the difference between reprint and authentic. That's three ways that you can look at just the very top right of the card. You should always start there and then kind of work your way down. Another way is the ghost missing. What's the ghost, Cajun? What kind of weird voodoo are you spewing here? Well, the ghost is this guy down here. Look at the bottom left authentic picture. This is the background under Jordan's armpit on the card. There's a dude wearing some type of white outfit walking up or down, I'm not really sure, the aisle between the row of seats. You may not find him. If you don't find him, you've got a fake in your hands, okay? So look at this top picture. There is no white kind of blob looking dude walking up and down that aisle, okay? So that's how to spot a fake Jordan, number 4. Number 5. Looking at the words on MJ's Chicago jersey, okay? If the words are blurry when you magnify them, if you get a jeweler's loop and you dig in there and you see it look like this in the top right, especially focusing on the I and the O on the end, because those are the easiest ones to tell. The bottom one is, and this is harder than looking at the banner, right? The number 1, 2, and 3 are much easier than this, but the lettering should be crisp and every letter should be legible, including the I and the O specifically. If it looks like this and it just doesn't seem to be coming into focus, then you might have a fake on your hands. I don't like this one. This spotting a fake Jordan number 5 kind of rule, or telltale sign number 5, is not as definitive to me because I have terrible eyes. And so I like 1 through 3 a little bit more. And then there's a couple coming up that are even more helpful. Number 6, the color transition. Here's another one where it's just blurry versus sharp. If you look at the top right, where the black line on the yellow border interacts or abuts, that's what she said, abuts the red and blue, it should be very sharp and crisp. There should be no like slow blend. There should be no blur. There should be no transition. It should be very sharp. A stark contrast between those fine defined black border lines and then the red and the blue on the outside of the card. And so that's way number 6 to spot a Jordan. We're halfway there. Number 7, nameplate lettering. Same kind of deal we saw with the Jordan, the Chicago on MJ's jersey. Do you see in the top right on the reprint variation where Michael is sort of blurry and not clearly defined? The bottom left, you can see it's significantly sharper, sharp lettering, sharp, crisp lettering, square corners on all of the letters. There should be none of this bleeding or any of this kind of like just nebulous edges of the letters up here like there is in the top right. It's just not sharp. It's just not crisp. Same thing with the Bulls and the guard right underneath, and for that matter, the bullet point that's in between Bulls and guard. Needs to be sharp, needs to be crisp. That is how to spot a fake Jordan, rule number 7. Number 8, the blurred pupils of the Benny the Bull on the back, or the Chicago Bull mascot, I should say. So if you look at his pupils, you should be able to very clearly notice a white quarter circle between his pupil and the bottom edge of his eyelid. It's real clear and concise, and you can't miss it. If you look at this one, I like this one. This is another really good way to tell. If you can't see the whites of their eyes, don't shoot. I think that was something somebody said to somebody else at some point during the American Revolution, right? Does that sound like something we learned as kids? If you can't see the white, don't shoot until you can see the whites of their eyes. In other words, don't shoot while they're too far away. We want to make sure the bullet that you shoot hits them, because back then it took like an hour and a half to reload your gun. I have digressed. But yeah, you need to, the pupils don't need to be blurred. They need to be clear and crisp. Same thing with the nostrils, right? On the nostrils, those two lines that kind of project out of the inner portion of the bull nostril should be a very clear line that extends south of the nostril. The faint colors, a missing colon or a half colon on the back for the height and the weight. It should be a full colon. It should not be a bullet point dot. It should be a full colon. If you're missing a full colon, you've definitely need to go see a doctor. But if you're missing a full colon on your 86 MJ Fleer, number 57, you got a fake on your hands. And this is another one. Number 9, 1, 2, and 3 are so far my go-to. Like those 4 are the most indicative of a fake Jordan card. You can't miss it. You have a colon or you don't. There's no, maybe it's kind of blurry, it's kind of faint, it's kind of crisp. No, you have a colon or you don't have a colon. And number 1, 2, 3, and 9 are the ways to go. Number 10, another one. It's hit or miss. It's a zero-sum game. You either have a decimal on Jordan's 27.2 scoring average, or you do not. If you do not have a decimal, you have a fake. If you have a decimal, it doesn't mean you have a real one. It just means you've passed that test, and that was test number 10 on how to spot a fake Jordan. The decimal between the 27 and the 0.2 on Jordan's scoring average on the back of the card as shown on this graphic. Number 11, 2 more to go. Copyright and trademark symbols are blurry and faint. So this is kind of going back to our rule about blurry versus crisp. You can see in this one is a little easier, I think. If you zoom in, if you magnify or use your jeweler's loop, which every good collector, especially vintage collectors, should have, you can tell that the R is clearly within the circle. The C is clear. The R is for trademark. The C is for copyright for those of you who aren't patent law experts. But you should be able to see the C inside a very clearly delineated sharp circle around it. In this top one, you can tell it's just a bunch of junk. I mean, it's just nebulous, right? It's just amorphous. It's bad. On the bottom one, clearly the trademark symbol and the copyright symbol are clear as a bell. And then the last way to spot is, again, sticking with that same theme, the NBA Players Association, little deal here, clear and crisp lettering, faint lines that are indicative of a basketball. On this top right one, you don't even see the basketball lines. It just looks like a blue circle. But on the bottom one, you can see, the seams of a basketball are missing the blue ink. And so that is the last way. I like 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. Those are the ones that I like the most, and that's it. So hopefully this video was short, which is rare for me. Hopefully it's a little bit helpful. There are a million. You know what? I just realized I've got some other. Let me go back to screen share here. I have got some other websites that might help you guys out. In fact, I'm not going to be able to show them because I have a banner in the way. But let me just say these. There are a couple of websites. If you go out there and you just type into your search engine, whether you're on Google or whatever, just type in how to spot fake 1986 Fleer Jordan, you're going to pull up tons and tons of sad stories, but also some really helpful websites that have more than these 12 ways to spot fake Jordans. So hopefully we can stay one step ahead of the criminals and the hobby and the counterfeiters. One such article is the one you see on your screen at allvintagecards.com. Another one is at cardboardconnection.com. Another one is on cardlines, all one word, .com. Card, C-A-R-D, lines, L-I-N-E-S.com. And then lastly, there is one on BBCE. It's BBC Emporium. So BBC Emporium, spelled E-M-P-O-R-I-U-M. Those are 4 great articles out there if you want to do a little bit further research. Again, I just want to reiterate, I am not the expert on this. The PowerPoint presentation that I provided to you today was created by Jeff Hart, who is an expert and has done his research. And there are some people out there who do more research than Jeff Hart. And there's always going to be people out there who do more than the next one. There's always a bigger fish, to quote Qui-Gon Jinn from Phantom Menace. I'm not sure which episode that was of Star Wars, but I'm nerding out now. So anyway, hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Make sure to buy or sell on PWCC. Give it a shot if you're not doing it. But if you do it, make sure you do it in a way that supports the Cajun Cardboard channel, which you're watching here today. Go into my About section, scroll down to the bottom on my YouTube description, and you'll see 2 ways that you can support the Cajun Cardboard channel through no out-of-pocket money of your own by buying or selling your sports cards or memorabilia on PWCC's marketplace. So keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.